Hi, welcome to Water Braiding and Extensions. My name is Joy Fido, and today we're going to be bringing you something really amazing, as we always do. We're going to be sharing some major skills with you that will help you empower yourself to create amazing, glamorous hairstyles for your clients, as well as make money for you. So welcome on board and keep your eyes peeled. So like we always say, we stand here to share our knowledge with you, share our skills with you, share a part of us with you so you can have something that will help you achieve your dreams. Now, you know we are Water Braiding and Extensions. Extensions is a major area of our business, and we always like to let you know the different types there are. We've done quite a lot of DVDs on this, but the one we're bringing you today is completely different and unique. So what I'm going to do is just give you a little flashback on what the different types of extensions are, and some of them that we haven't done, we still will be doing them, but today is a special one called the micro loops, which I will show you what they look like. But before I go into that, I'm going to show you some little flashback about what other types of extensions there are. So what are hair extensions? Hair extensions are anything that's not your hair that's been added to your hair. Now there's so many different ways we put extensions in. You can put them in the form of a weft, and I'll show you what a weft looks like. It's something like that. Now this particular one is unique because I'm going to tell you what this is all about. So you can either stitch extensions in, you can put them in the form of fusion, and fusion is all about strand by strand additions of the extensions, or you can braid them in, or you can cornrow them. So there's so many ways you can add extensions onto a client's hair, but usually when we think extensions, we're looking at the individual strands, which is where we're looking at the fusion type of extensions, and they also come in so many different ways. Now I'm going to show you some of the different ways you can see them, because this is what today's DVD is all about. It's about showing you the different types of hair extensions that exist, and you are able to use these different things to share with your clients, give them that lovely glamorous hair they want, while you earning the money at the end of it. Types of extensions. We have different types, like I said earlier. There's what we call the pre-bonded hair extensions. Now the pre-bonded are extensions that's got glue on them at the tip of the strands. And this particular one is called the nail type because it looks like our nails. After that, we have what we call the I-tip. And this is the I-tip. They're just straight on glue added onto a tip of the hair extensions. Now in the I-tip there are different types. There's a really long one, and then there's a really short one. Now if we were doing a DVD on that, I'll tell you how you work with them, but that's not what we're doing today. I'm just showing you different types there are. And then we have other type. It's a bit like what you have on your shoe, the Velcro. Now what we do with this type, we actually tape them in. So when you put it in, you use your flat iron and iron them in. The whole idea of creating different types of hair extensions is to achieve flatness where no one notices that this client is wearing hair extensions. Now this other type, you can see a bit of a comb in it, and this is what we call the clip-ins. So when a client wears this one, you actually just clip these combs into the client's hair and flatten it down, and no one notices they're there. So those are the different types. But today's work is focused on this particular type called the micro loop. And the other one is the one on the weft, and this we use by stitching them with needle and thread, which we've done a DVD on the track weaves. There's also the bulk extensions, which come really blunt at the tips here, and they work with what we call the micro rings. So again, if I was doing a DVD on that, I will show you exactly how to work with this, but I think we have done something on that. So keep your eyes peeled if you wanted to know about this one. Okay, so today we've said we're focusing on the micro loops. So you see how they come in a ring-like form, and this is what we know as the loops. And you can see they're equally pre-bonded, so there's not much work to be done here because this hair is already practically ready for me to work with it. Now to work with the micro loops, I need some tools, and these are them. So these lovely clips will help me hold the clips in place. There's so many sizes of them. You could get them really big or you could get them medium size. And this is another type as well. Now to do the work, we also need clips to be able to hold the client's hair down, and we need our regular crocodile clips. But another lovely tool we have here is this comb that actually comes with a hook at the end of it, and this is what's going to really do most of the job. If you didn't have that, you will have this other hook which is really thin, and what it does, it actually hooks the client's hair. So these are the tools I'll be working with, and you see how I do the work. So keep your eyes peeled. So today's work is gonna be on one of my glamorous, lovely girl, and her name is Courtney. So welcome, Courtney, on board. So hi Courtney, I love your hair. Now Courtney's hair is really pretty. You see how full this hair is. Her hair is really full. Only difference is Courtney just wants a bit of length, and that's why we're doing these extensions. So as usual, you always want to know why you want to add extensions to your client's hair. Could it be she wants a lot of volume? Could it be she wants a lot of length? Or could it be she wants both of them? She wants length, she wants volume. So different things will guide you on what to do. And as usual, you would have consulted with your client, find out exactly what she wants, and you're going to color match the hair extension. So you're going to do so many things before the action actually happens. We've done a video on hair extensions and how you work with them. As usual, if you're interested, just always let us know. I will send you those DVDs for you to purchase them. But Courtney's hair, we've done a lot of consultation over the weeks, and we've tried working on colors that will match with her hair. So far we haven't been successful, but what's going to happen is once we finish putting the extensions in, Courtney wants to go and then again color both the extension and her hair and see if the colors will match exactly. Because the more colors you work with, the more difficult they become. Otherwise, if you go for the regular colors like black and blonde and red, then it becomes a lot easier. When you try to blend the color a bit more, then it's difficult to find extensions that match with them. But always work with your client to understand exactly how to achieve that. Okay, so we're ready now. What I've done is I've created the section ready for the extensions. So what you see we normally do is get the crown completely out of the way, and this is always the case whenever you're doing Caucasian hair extensions. When you're working on the Afro hair extensions, you won't be taking this much space out. You normally work with the hairline alone. But as usual for this one, now remember there are openings in usually the Caucasian hair. So you don't want to put extensions where people can visibly see what you've done. So that's the main reason we create the hairline completely out, the crown, and then whatever we've got in the middle is where the extension goes. Also watch that I've created lots of sections from the sides. Now Courtney may want to occasionally lift her hair up and put it in a bun or a ponytail, so this allows her to do that without people seeing what she's put inside. So that's the reason we created all the sections. And if you've been watching our DVDs, you will be used to this by now. This is a must whenever you're doing Caucasian hair extensions. Okay, so what we've done, we put a line of the macro loops in. You can see how straight the section is, and when you get there are really little tiny sections to put the macro loops in. So what I'm going to do now is show you how I did all this. Now look at the color. This is the color we had. That's Courtney's natural hair or hair color. So what she's going to have to do is try and blend both of them once we finish doing the hair. In the meantime, we have to carry on. So once we've done that section, we do another section to block what we've done, because what we're trying to give her is length, not so much volume. She has a lot of volume. So you have to keep skipping a track before you carry on with the next track. So I'm going to clip away what we worked on, and I'm going to show you the process I took to put the loops in. So I've got this section I'm ready to work with here, and I'll try and clip this away as much as possible so you can see what's actually going on. Yes. So that's there. That's the hair I'm going to work with. Now I'm ready. So I get my comb and I create my section. Now the big difference between this and the braid extensions is, while we do the braid extensions, we actually continue with the braiding to the end or the tip of the strand. With the fusion extensions, you just put the extensions at the base and that's it, it's over. And then you move on to the next one. So I get my strand in my hand and I get that comb with the hook in my hand. So I've got this section ready that I want to work with. Hold the hook in and take the hook comb and hook it out. So you hook out your client's hair. That's out, it's in the loop. And once you've got that, there's an end to the loop, see that? So you can go up or go down. So we want to actually pull this hair through the loop, and that's what you do. Pull it through. See the client's hair coming through. Push it as far as you want it to be, and then you get your clamp and hold it down. Okay, so we've got this section ready. And then you get your comb with the hook, get your loop strand, and you hold the strand over the client's hair and hook the hair with the comb. So that's it, it's gone through the loop. Once that's gone through, you hold it in place and then pull the loop completely through. Pull it. And that's the client's hair pulled through. Once that's done, hold it where you want it to be, and then you take your clamp and hold it. Now this is where the clamp comes in, and you hold it really firmly. And I tell you, lots of students, when they do this, they complain their hand really hurts. So that's where the action is. Your muscle in the hand has to really do its job. Hold it really firmly, and this is what holds the client's hair and the extensions together. So I'll do another strand for you to get comfortable with this. So you create your thin line, get the section you want to work with ready. Now lots of the times people tend to use different things to create their strands, and this is one of them. So what people do is they put that underneath it to hold the hair that they're going to work with completely in place. I don't bother with that because I know exactly what I'm working with. So that is out of the way for me. I know what I'm going to work with. So I clip the hair away that I'm not working with at the time. Completely clipped away. And then I concentrate on the one I'm working with. So my strand is in my hands. I get my looped strand in place. Hold it right against the client's hair and pull it through with the comb. See that? Hook it through with the comb. Once that's in place, you drop your comb and then hold the loop end and pull it through. And that's how that just pulled through very easily. And then now you take your clamp and hold it down really firmly. This is where the major part of the job comes in, holding it really down. Now sometimes this is what people complain about with this technique. If you don't hold them down really well, this hair has a habit of sliding out very quickly. This happens most times with the Asian hair type because they have very, very straight hair. So there's really nothing that helps to hold the hair in place. So that's the only disadvantage with this hair type. I mean this extensions type. If you don't hook it really well, clamp it really well down, they have a habit of dropping off. But the beauty about this hair is because they are pre-bonded, if they drop off and you know that they've dropped, just pick it up because it can be reused over and over and over again. That's different from other types. Like the bulk hair extensions that we use on the micro beads. Once they slide out, that's it, it's gone. There's nothing you can do about them again. See that? So it's gone through, and that's the pre-bonded hair that's there. And that's the one we can use over and over and over. There's so many different ways we can use them. And so you clip it in really well. And that's it. So we'll finish that line and I'll show you how we section again, ready for the next line. Okay, so carrying on, we've put some extensions in. We've got 3 lines in already, and they're all in. And then we're carrying on with our 4th line. So this is going to carry on until we get as far as we can from what we've sectioned. But remember how we put it in, the comb just comes through, pulls the hair through. Once that's done, go to the end of the loop and you just pull that through. And that's your client's hair in the loop. That's it. Once that's done, then you just clip it in place completely. But this is where the main work is, holding it really firmly so it sits in place. And you also want to hold it really flatly so it's not sticking out on the client's head. See that? Once you're done, it should just drop down. That's what's happened with them. Now the beauty of this is we can just tighten this hair from time to time. All we do is open it up a bit, which I'll show you later how to do that. And then you tighten it and push it in. So once the client's hair starts growing out, she can always come back for a touch-up, and we pull the hair, open it up a bit and close it. Now that's completely different from the other extensions type. The micro links and the micro ring do same thing, very similar thing. But if you were creating extensions with the track weave, you wouldn't be able to open it up and push it back in because the hair would have grown underneath, and then you have to now create a new cornrow in order to have a tighter base extension. But the beauty of the cornrow extension or track weave is you have the hair on the line, which is on the weft, and that doesn't shed as much as the bulk extensions. Bulk extension comes out in 1/1 strand, while this one doesn't come out in 1/1 strand, they only come out in the pre-bonded form, which is good because then you can just put it right back. But the bulk one, you can put them back again. Once they're out, they're out. So each of these types of extensions have the different, something good, something bad. But just for you to know which one works best for your client. Some people also, when they have the micro loop, what they say is when they blow dry the hair, the loops come out individually. Again, remember when they come out, you can just put them back in. So again, what I do is, if my line is very thin, then there's no point just working with the comb. I just take my hand to just pick what I want. This is just similar to what we do when we're doing the micro braids. So you section what you want. See how clean that is. Make sure there are no hairs sticking on the way, because you don't want to pull hair from one section to another section. So once you've got that, you hook it through, and then you pull it through. Now this is where the trick is. When you pull it through, you can always go up or down. So you have to hold the client's hair in one hand and do it with the other. And once you decide where you want to put it, you hold them down with different fingers. Sometimes they get really slippery. The client's hair is very, very silky, then they will slip through your fingers. So you have to really hold it in place. And that's it. You press it really tightly down. Then you got another strand again. So remember, each of these bundles come about 100 strands of them in it. So what we've done one whole bundle, and we've got about 5 rows down there. So we're carrying on now. You can see on Courtney's hair, we've gone up to this point so she can have hair dropping on her sides. That's what's happened here. You can carry on doing that and give as much as you want, depending on how much hair you both want to add in. We're hoping to put at least 1.5 bags so that she has enough volume down there, because the type of hair you work with makes a lot of difference And that's one of the big problems with the pre-bonded hairs. They tend to thin out really much at the tips, and so you have to put a lot of bundles in order to achieve a lot of volume on it. But if you have a client who has a lot of hair like Courtney does, then you don't want too much as well, because it becomes too heavy for her as well. Not heavy as in weight, but the amount of hair on her head becomes a lot. So we're going to really gauge this to give her a good combination. So I'm looking at 1.5 bags, so that's like 150 strands of hair. I've seen people put sometimes 500 strands because they want a lot of hair on their head. So it would depend on what you and your client agree to do. So remember, when you're putting them in, this hair has to stay really flat, and that's the trick to this. And I'll show you something interesting. When you're clipping it in, it's really important you clip it in well. That's the unique thing about it. So you get the hair in, hook it in, and you're pulling it through. It's gone through. Now at this point, when you're pushing it to the base, when you're clipping, ensure your clip really holds it down like that. If you just clipped like this, let's say we just clip like this for the sake of it, you see how that just sits up in your face. Now you don't want that, because when we drop our hair over it, they will try and push themselves through her hair. So the whole idea is, this is something unique again. If you find you made that mistake, just take your clamp back in and turn the hair strand a bit, and then open it just a tad bit. And once you've opened it, you can push the hair back the way you want it to go to. So I opened it up, and now it moves again. And this is what that retouching is all about. When Courtney's hair is grown and she comes back and we try to push it back in, we open it just a little bit, push out the hair out of the way, and push it back to where we want it to be, and then hold it back down. So you see, when it's really held down, it just sits really flat. So that's the trick to this. Make sure you hold it really down so it stays flat. And your clients things they need to know, because you don't want them coming back and complaining that it's all gone bad or something went wrong or whatever. So it's your job to guide your clients so they know what to do with the hair when they're not with you. What are some of the things we want to focus on? Make sure when they shampoo this hair, they're not playing around too much where the extensions are. That's the most important part. No rough handling the extensions part. So Courtney and I, we've had our lovely chats. Yes, Courtney? No rough handling the extensions part, because what happens is it gets all tangled, and we don't want that happening. We want the hair looking all nice. So again, the shampoo you use counts, so don't put too much of heavy detergent type of shampoo, because the hair gets really dry. And once it's dry, remember there's no blood connected to the strands of hair we put in, not like your regular strands. So there's no natural oil flow into this hair, so it will naturally be dry. So if you give it the wrong shampoo, it's going to get drier, and then you're not going to enjoy your hair. So concentrate on getting shampoos that are sulfate free. Sulfate free shampoos are better, and then you'll be as mild as possible. What I always recommend to clients is 3/4 water, 1/4 shampoo. That way the shampoo is not too heavy at all. And when you shampoo your hair, concentrate on where your own natural hair is. And when you get to where the extensions is, you just touch it a bit, and that's it. Conditioner, where possible, stay away from cream conditioners, because what they do is they go and sit on the base of the extensions, again causing it to be matted. So we don't want that. We want you to use leave-in conditioners. And the rest is just treat your hair like you normally would treat your hair. Don't put too much heat in it. That's usually the rule of extensions, because if the heat is too much, again, they dry out quicker and then they become too matted for you to work with. So when you're going to sleep at night, you remember to give it a quick braid, like a big or 2 strands of big braids. Again, to avoid the hair being all matted up in the morning when you're getting ready to go out. So you want to just release the braids and then do what you normally do with your hair and you're ready to go. So these are just some of the basic general rules you work with extensions. Okay, so we've nearly finished our work. What we've done, we've added quite a lot more lines on the sides so she can have a lot of volume on her sides as well. We initially planned on using 1.5 bags, but on carrying on, we found that the tips are quite thin, so we had to put a bit more hair so Courtney can have a bit of volume in her hair. And so we're getting, this is the last line. So we have 4 lines on each side. And then the back is really a lot more than that. So we practically have 200 strands of hair in this head. 200 strands of hair extensions put in. Now I've definitely seen people have 500 strands. So sometimes you can put a lot more depending on what you have. Courtney's got a lot of hair on her head, so we didn't need that much. But we needed something that would still give her length. And length and good volume. So that's why we went this far. But one of my favorite hair extension type is the track wave, because that doesn't require too much. Again, I've had people put like 5 bundles of hair in their head. So it doesn't matter which one you go for. Now the beauty of the fusion is you can still have your hair in single strands. That's what the track wave doesn't have. So you have access to your scalp very easily. The hair's flowing naturally. And those are the beautiful things that come out of the single strands. So that's what we're getting. So you're going to see the final look once we finish with the very last strand. So we hope you picked up this technique very easily. It's one of the easiest techniques in hair extensions. But Courtney's not used to this kind of tiny hair. You got me. If you ever wore single plaits, you'll be, this is crazy. But this is really short time in the extensions world, because we're still under 4 hours, I think. That's about regular time for extensions, 4 hours. Because we're taking single tiny strands and clipping them in. But if you were doing something else, there's a lot more that happens. This one, you just push it in, clip. And that's it. Okay, so we're finished now. And you can see young Courtney and her lovely, lovely extensions. See the line that's dropped off out of that? We'll practically use 2 bags of it. Now what you then do is release the cornrows that we put in initially, which we just put in to protect the hair so we're not messing around with it. They have a habit of forming the cornrow shape once we take them out. So the cornrow comes out, and then you nicely brush that through. Now sometimes they get a bit crinkled because of the design of the cornrow. So you see all that? It's all blended in. Sorry. So once you've taken that part out, then you drop the client's hair, the one we left on the crown. So So Courtney's natural opening is still there, and so it's not affecting her extensions at all. And the reason you could still see some of them or see the extensions because the color is completely different. If it was exact color, you won't notice that she's got anything new on her head. So what we do now is we comb your hair through like we normally do. Now when you're brushing your hair, try not to get the brush to the base because it will pull the strands. So it blends in nicely. But what you may do, because the length is so far apart, you may just trim it nicely. Just give it a little bit of it. If you want to, it's up to you. I like the way. Alright, let's see your face. That's all the extensions stretching all the way down. And you don't see anything out here to the base where it came from. And you can naturally flat iron it together so the textures blend in very well. And then gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Let's see this side. Okay, so we take off the, wow. All right, what do you normally do with your fringe?
Just
Yeah, do what you normally do with it. Yes.
very nice.
We could flat iron it a bit if you wanted. But the whole point was just to give length, and you can see all the length sticking out. Because Courtney got a lot of volume in her hair, so she can always do more volume now. Could you touch it? Touch the volume.
Oh my god.
So you got quite a bit of volume now. But anyway, just do what you normally do with your hair, and that's the length we're looking for. So here you go. Looking all nice and beautiful. Like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All you have to do is just style it now. And so there we have it. You wanna take some snaps? Okay, so I did promise I was gonna show you how to take this out. So this is gone in, and then we pull it through. Taking a lot of volume of hair. Okay, sorry, I'll just take that back a bit. Let's hair. Now, because obviously I didn't want to start taking the hair out of my client's hair, so I decided to work with the mannequin. So it's gone in. And then normally you will pull through and hold it down. So that's your regular micro loop gone in. You want to take it out, your client has come back, maybe the hair's gone a bit loose, her hair's grown, and you want to retighten it. All you do is just turn that ring around a bit and then put your hook in and open it slightly. Once you open it, it's free again, so the hair can see that the loop can move again from end to end. So then you push it further down and tighten it. And this is if she came back for a tighten and touch up. But if you want to take it out completely, you just turn it, switch it a bit to your side where it's straight in your face, and then you just press it down and it's gone. Out. And that's how you take it out. So that's it done. Thank you so much. So there we have what what we've worked on today, the micro loops. They look amazing and they look beautiful. And you know what we said, you can decide how much volume you want to put in your client's hair. What we did was about 2 bags, which was 200 strands of it. Some people go as far as 500 strands, 400 strands. Depends on what you see on your client's head. So if her hair is in a good state to take a lot of it, you can put a lot in, but it's up to you and her. You decide what you want to do. So you can create glamour. And one thing I really absolutely love about the micro loops and micro beads is they're beautiful, they're natural, they're healthy, so there's no damage on your client's hair. And taking them out is equally very easy, which I've just shown you. Press it in, unclip it, push it out, that's it, done. Not like, I also love the track waves, but if you are not patient enough to know exactly where you put your needle, that's one, and where you nip it off when they want to take it out, you could cause a lot of damage. So we encourage you to understand all the different styles there are, all the different techniques, and then offer them out, because there are loads of clients out there. Remember, 7 billion people in the world. You could go on any side of your training side. You could decide, I want to work with Caucasian hair, or I want to work with Afro hair. Whichever way you go, it's fine. There are people out there who want beautiful hairstyles that's healthy and natural, and that's what we stand here for: healthy, natural, glamorous. Because without the glamour, people think they are losing out on something, but we don't want people to just look glamorous and damage their hair. We want them to have both, the best of both worlds, glamour and natural and healthy. So as usual, I would say thank you for buying our DVD, and thank you for staying in touch with us. Now please try your best and follow us on everything we're doing, because there's a lot we're doing. We upload a lot of information all the time, so if you don't stay in touch, you will lose out on the things going on. On Instagram we have Joy Fido, and then we have World of Braiding. On Tumblr we have World of Braiding. On Twitter we have Joy Fido, we have World of Braiding. On Facebook we have 3. We have Joy Fido, we have World of Braiding and Extensions, which is teaching you different skills, and then we have World of Braiding, where we show off the styles we've created on our clients. So on LinkedIn we have Joy Fido as well, and obviously on YouTube we're there. So wherever these things are happening, we have Pinterest as well, which is World of Braiding. A lot is going on. Don't sit behind and think, I've learned one thing, that's it, I'm going to close shop and focus on that. Something new comes up every day, and we want you to stay on top of it. You know, cutting edge of the industry. Be on top of what's going on and know the best things to offer, because the more up to date you are with what's going on, the more clients will be walking through your door. So we love to work with you all the time, and thank you again for being with us. See you in the next DVD.